It's New Year's Day. This weekend, I watched a video. I was going through Facebook, seeing what my friends and family were doing for Christmas and seeing their family pictures. And I came across this video from a guy with a carrot top haircut. And he was telling me that on January the 9th, the whole world's going to wake up to artificial intelligence and machine learning. And if I don't get in on it before January the 9th, I'm going to miss out. So he intrigued me, and so I started watching his video, and he told me right in the beginning, I'm going to tell you the stocks so that they are, and that changed to, well, in 30 seconds, I'm going to give you one stock. Well, 30 minutes later, he gave me ASML, the people the company in the Netherlands that makes the machines that make semiconductors. But then he never gave me another stock. And this thing went on for an hour and a half. Yeah. And then at the end, he wanted to sell me a subscription to his newsletter. And I thought, well, that was a little bit devious, but okay, because I agree with everything he said. The world's going to change. I don't know if it's January the 9th, but it's going to happen in 2024, and I know what the stocks are, and so I decided I need to do a video, and I need to share those stocks with my followers and anybody else who is interested, because it's my obligation to you to help you, to educate you so that you can become smarter and better and maybe even become a multimillionaire. I really think that opportunity is available. So I'm going to show you the spreadsheet that I've created on Google Sheets that shows I think it's 35 companies that are in the three different bus portfolios. One of them I just created. It's my moonshot portfolio. It contains a few stocks that if you'll get into them, they're below a $1 billion market cap, and they have an easy 10x or a 100x if in fact what they're doing works. And I'll explain that to you, and I'll send you the spreadsheet so you can study it, you can learn it, and you can become as good at it as any analyst in the world, because the data's all there. And with artificial intelligence, more of it's going to be there. And then with quantum computing, my God, you can make more money at doing what I'm doing, analyzing stocks and investing in them than you can as a neurosurgeon. Now, this is not financial advice. Please don't get me wrong. This is me giving you a Christmas present.
Best of Us Investors presents Kerry Griegmeyer.
Okay, this is my Christmas gift to you, come a few days late, about a week late. But what I'm sharing with you here is the work I've done over the last year in the development of my Bus 12, my Bus 13, and more recently, my Bus 14 portfolio. The Bus 12 portfolio is concentrated on those companies that I believe are going to basically bring you artificial intelligence. That is, those people who own the data centers, and are having then to go to the semiconductor people to upgrade their data centers and make it possible for them to deliver you artificial intelligence. Then the Bus 12 portfolio is made up of those stocks that I believe are going to deliver you, the software for the most part, that are going to deliver you the artificial intelligence. And then there is a company in there that is, as a result of artificial intelligence and robotics, is going to change our supply channel by introducing robots and artificial intelligence into all of our distribution centers around the world. And then the Bus 14 portfolio, which I call my rocket portfolio, are those companies that have the potential to give you a 10 to a 100x in the next year. And in order to do that, you need to recognize they have to have a relatively small market cap. It's not likely that Apple will go from a $2.9 trillion company to a $30 trillion company next year. But it is possible that a $764 million company could become a $7.6 billion company and deliver you a 10x. So that's how I've done my research, and I want to walk you through this, and then at the end I'm going to give you a link so that I can send you a copy copy of this, and you can study it, and you can learn how to do it, and maybe you can duplicate what I'm doing, because what I need to tell you is the numbers on here are going to change. This is on a Google Sheets. This current price changes every 20 minutes that the market is open, which changes the market cap, which changes basically the value that I hold currently in my portfolio. So then what I've done is I've said, okay, I need to come up with a target price, because I think there will be a market correction, and I want to take advantage of it. And I'm only 50% invested at this point. I've got 50% sitting in cash. So I want to use technical analysis and financial analysis to come up with what is the price I want to buy Apple at when the market corrects. And you can see, as an example, Apple's at 192.53, but I want to buy it at 165. Do I believe it will come there? And how do I believe it will come there? Well, this is where the support level is. What is the support level? Well, on my Trading Views charts, I subscribe to a service that tells me where are all the buy orders on Apple. Where are they saying, if it gets down to this price, where's Wall Street saying, if it gets down to this price, we want to go all in? Well, it's at $165. And as you can see, I've done that on every stock in both the BUS 12 and BUS 13 portfolios. So that gives you a target price at which you should buy. I was asked recently, at what price should I be buying Amazon? Well, Amazon right now is at roughly 152. I want to buy it at 134.60. Again, that's the level that Wall Street has their buy orders in, okay? So that's how that works. Then I want to say, okay, where do I think it's going to go from there? Where will it be on the highest price in 2024? Well, on Apple, the analysts tell me that it will go to 150. Who are the analysts? The analysts are the people that Wall Street hires to spend their days and nights studying everything about Apple and coming up with an educated guess of what it's going to be, what its price is. Now, just like every quarterback in the NFL is not equal, same is true with analysts. Some of them are better than others. Well, it's my job to study them. I pay for a software that tells me what their accuracy rate is. So I use that accuracy rate to handicap each one of them to come up with this $250 price on Apple. Now, what's this tech high? Well, that's where Wall Street has entered their sell orders. I told you that they put in buy orders, and at their level of support, well, they put in their sell orders at their level of resistance. And so I research and I find that, I identify it on my Trading Views charts. So I take an average of those two numbers and I say, okay, if I'm able to buy Apple at 165 and I'm able to then sell it at the average of, that's going to be about 225, I'll make 35% on Apple in 2024. I do that for every one of these stocks. And I've highlighted the ones that are above my 35% target price. As you can see here, it says that Intel will give me a 65, almost a 66% return if we achieve the average between the analyst price and the tech price, and we're able to buy it for $37.36. That gives me a 65.95 rate of return on Intel. So that tells me that I probably should own more Intel than I should Apple. You getting my drift? Now, what are these numbers over here? These are the numbers that the companies have said that their earnings will grow over the next year. Why is that important? And it's earnings per share. It's not earnings. Because a company can grow its earnings by basically selling some of its stock and going out and buying its competitor. It's likely that they could double their earnings, and you'd say, wow, their earnings are going up 100%, but they're diluting your share. price. They're issuing twice as many shares. So you didn't gain anything. Okay? So we don't focus on earnings or revenue. We focus on earnings per share, because that's what will ultimately drive the price of the stock up. As they make more money and their shareholders make more money, but they don't distribute that money in dividends, it will be reflected in their stock price. So here we see that AMD is anticipating that its earnings of 53 cents in 2024 will be $1.96 in 2024, or an increase of 270%. Now, some of that will already be priced into AMD, but more than likely, the 59.98% that they're anticipating in 2025 is not, and that's why the analysts are saying the price right now is 147 and will more than likely go to between 184 and 196. Are you catching my drift? That's how this works. Now, what I know is it will change. Somebody will come out with an announcement or a statement that says our earnings are going to be better, or their earnings are going to be worse, and that then changes this whole spectrum. And that's what I share with my tribe members. This is a living part of our website. So the people who subscribe to our platinum level have access to this on a daily basis. And trust me, I change it on a daily basis because my information changes. Now, what I also want to point out here is that I'm not currently fully allocated. As you can see, I don't own any Apple because it's not at the right price. But I do own $61,000 worth of advanced micro devices, which my allocation of my portfolio is 6%, which would be $36,000. So I'm over allocated in advanced micro devices. So I will sell it if it gets a run up, so that I can raise the cash, so that I can fill out my allocation. And as you can see, I allocate anywhere from 1 to, I think I have one that I have about 7.5% in. So what I've got then is I'm invested right now with $219,000 of my $600,000 portfolio, which I project then based on the number of shares that I have allocated that I ultimately want to own in 2024 in each of these shares. I then multiply those number of shares times the price that I think I'm going to end up with. And this is so in Apple's case, I expect to get 24,000, but on December 31st or sometime in 2024, it will get to $32,581.82. So I project this $600 portfolio out through the end of the year, and I come up with just shy of 900,000, or 47.7%. Now, my objective is to do better than that, to watch these stocks and find the one like AEHR. I believe I'm going to make 156% on it. This is a company that, as they are upgrading the data centers, they have to have AEHR's product, which is a testing device that goes into the computers to make sure that if a computer is overheating or it's not able to handle the capacity, they switch the load to somewhere else. They also help cool these super elevated computers because of all the data that's going through them. They're generating a tremendous amount of heat, and AEHR systems are in place in every one of these data centers. And again, as I explained earlier, it's a $764 million company that very easily could become a $7.64 billion company this next year, if in fact the orders are placed and implemented. Because again, their equipment is going into each and every one of these computers. Is it going into your computer, your PC? No, because you're not buying the computer that's going into a data center that has the chips that are made by NVIDIA and the computer that is made by Supermacro Computer Systems that weighs 70 pounds, is water cooled, has 3,000 parts in it, and sells for $250,000. You don't have that kind of computer, but the data centers do and must. Now, the other element you need to know is that there's only 3 people who make these kind of computers, or make the chips that make these kinds of computers. And they are in short supply. So with that in mind, if we watch those companies, we can anticipate any changes in this chart on a daily basis and manage this number right here, this $890,000. My goal, personally, is to push it over $1 million. And I can do that if I pay attention, if I understand the system, if I find the next company that goes into my rocket portfolio, if I just reallocate when I find that one of these stocks, such as you're going to notice, I don't have any of Broadcom. I'm not liking what I'm seeing happening at Broadcom. Broadcom is the designer of the Apple chip. Okay? They have designed Apple's chips for years. But Apple is making their own chip now, as is Google, as is Amazon. So I have to know that so that I allocate my portfolio accordingly. If something happens to Broadcom, or if something happens to Oracle, you'll notice Oracle's not on here either, because the big behemoths who have access to the smartest people in the world, who are making the semiconductors and the chips of tomorrow, they're hiring them and saying, why should I pay Broadcom? Why should I pay Oracle to manage my data? Why can't I do it myself? You know, there's a Japanese baseball player. I think he signed a $400 million contract. Is he the most valuable employee in the world? No. No, it's that college graduate who knows how to make a chip that nobody else knows how to make. It's this company down here, Atom. Look it up. Understand it. This is a company that's been in the business for a number of years. They've yet to make a dollar. They've yet to sell anything. But they have a film that goes over the semiconductors and reduces the heat that makes them more efficient. Right now, they're trying to get the behemoths to say, yes, we'll buy your film and your product, and we'll put it on every semiconductor that ever happens in the world. If that happens, that $7 stock will turn into a $70 stock overnight, okay? I don't have any of it right now. But I'm watching it. I'm listening to it. I'm finding out who, in fact, because I've listened to their earnings call, and they use code words as to who they're talking to, and who is saying, yeah, next quarter we're going to make it part of our chip, which is then going to be manufactured at either Samsung or Taiwan Semiconductor, and it will be a part of our chip process from this point on. If that happens, Atom will explode. Okay? But that's what I do. And that's what you should be doing if you choose to do this. If you choose to say, that's too complicated, that's too much work, I can't figure out who the best analysts are and rank them and create a system that says, I want to pay attention to this guy because he's got an 86% batting average, but this guy's only got a 26% batting average. If you don't have time to do that, you can't compete with me. Okay? But if you want to be on my team, if you want to be part of my tribe, you just go to my website, Best of Us Investors, and you get on the bus. It's really that simple. And the other thing I want you to understand, I'm not talking about cannabis. I'm not talking about solar panels. I'm not talking about electric vehicles. I'm a specialist. I'm specializing at this point in AI and semiconductors. And I know more about them because I read books and I study it. And if you aren't doing that, you can't compete with me. I'm Patrick Mahomes, and you're not. Okay? That's what this is all about. It's specializing. And what has changed that you need to recognize is all this data is available. If you know where to look for it, if you're willing to pay for it, and then you have the knowledge and the time and the effort and the passion to understand it, and then build this, okay? In the link, I'll send you today's copy. That's all I'm going to give you. It will be different tomorrow. All right. I hope this is a fantastic year for you. I hope I can help bring you to a new level. I hope you are a 22-year-old who says, this is what I'm going to do for a living. I'm going to learn what that old man is doing. I'm going to understand it, and this is going to be my career. And I'm going to watch every damn video he makes, and I'm going to figure out what he's doing and do it better than he is. I challenge you to do that. If you will do that, and you will accumulate money, you'll make more than you can even as a neurosurgeon. All right? Because you know something that nobody else does. And you're willing to put forth the effort. And you have the passion to become the best at it. And it's available. It's available on the internet, and it's going to be available 1000x once AI kicks in. And then when quantum computing kicks in, it's 1,000,000x. You will be better than anyone else if you master this skill. I challenge you to do that over the next year. Let's meet again on January the 1st, 2025, and see what this number turns into. See if we can get it over 1 million. Talk to you again in the future, and I hope I see you at our Friday Stock Talk. And I hope I can exceed your wildest dreams so that you can change the lives of those people around you. Happy New Year, and let's work at this together.